She found the letter on a quiet afternoon. The kind of afternoon where even the walls seemed to breathe slowly. The wooden drawer resisted her at first, as if it had its own memory and wasn't ready to let go. When it finally slid open, the scent of old paper rose into the air dust, time, and something tenderly unfinished. The envelope was pale blue. No address. No stamp. Just her name written in careful handwriting she hadn't used in years. She sat on the edge of the bed, the letter resting in her hands like something fragile. Something alive. Outside, the wind moved the curtains, and for a moment she thought of another version of herself sitting by a window, waiting. This letter had been written years ago, on a night when words had poured out of her, because they had nowhere else to go. She had never sent it, not because she didn't want to, but because some feelings are too honest to release into the world. She didn't open it right away. Instead, she closed her eyes, and the past opened itself for her. It had been raining that night, the kind of rain that didn't ask permission, tapping on windows, dripping from rooftops, filling the silence with sound. She remembered sitting at the small desk near the window, the lamp casting a warm circle of light around her. She had held the pen like it was a lifeline. "I don't know how to say this to you," she had written, "so I'm saying it to this paper instead." Every word had come from a place she had hidden even from herself. She wrote about the way her heart paused whenever his name appeared on her phone, about how she memorized the sound of his footsteps, about how she laughed louder around him just to hide how deeply she cared. The letter wasn't dramatic. It wasn't poetic. It was honest. She wrote about fear of being too much, fear of not being enough. She wrote about the silence between them that spoke louder than words. And finally, she wrote the sentence that made her stop breathing. "I love you in a way that doesn't ask to be returned." That was when her hand had frozen. Because love like that doesn't demand, but it does ache. The morning after, the world looked different. Sunlight came in through the same window, but her courage was gone. The letter lay folded on the desk, waiting. She picked it up, reread it, and felt exposed, like the paper could see straight through her. What if he didn't understand? What if he misunderstood? What if her honesty became a burden? She imagined his silence, or worse, his polite kindness. So she folded the letter carefully, slid it into the blue envelope, and placed it in the drawer where she kept old receipts, forgotten keys, and things she wasn't ready to throw away. Time moved on, as it always does. He moved on too, and she learned how to smile without explaining what it cost her. Years passed, her life filled with responsibilities, routines, and small victories. She learned to be strong in practical ways, to make decisions, to show up, to carry herself with grace even when something inside her felt unfinished. Sometimes she wondered what would have happened if she had sent the letter. Would it have changed everything? Or would it have simply closed a chapter she kept reopening in her mind? She loved other people after him, kind people, safe people, but a part of her always remembered that letter, not because of who it was for, but because of who she was when she wrote it. That version of her believed that honesty was brave, not dangerous. She missed her, sitting on the bed now. Years later, she finally opened the envelope. Her hands trembled slightly. The words were still there, waiting, gentle, unchanged. As she read, tears came not from sadness, but recognition. She saw her younger self clearly now. Not weak, not foolish, just human. She whispered the last line aloud. "I don't need you to stay. I just needed you to know." And in that moment she understood something important. The letter had never been meant for him. It had been meant for her. She folded the letter again, but this time, differently. She stood by the window and watched the sky soften into evening. The past no longer felt heavy. It felt complete. She didn't burn the letter. She didn't tear it up. She placed it back in the drawer. But now it wasn't hiding. It was resting. Some letters aren't sent because their purpose isn't delivery. Their purpose is truth. And sometimes, telling the truth even to a piece of paper is enough to finally move forward. Ending. Not every unsent letter is a regret. Some are simply proof that once, we felt deeply and survived.